Hello everyone. Today we are diving into the darkest, most mysterious corners of the world's oceans to meet one of the most extraordinary creatures ever discovered. A tiny, almost otherworldly animal that has mastered the one thing all living things dream of: cheating death. This is the immortal jellyfish, scientifically known as Turritopsis Dohrnii, a creature so unique it has been called the deep sea, eternal alien, far stranger than any science fiction monster. This small, delicate organism holds a biological superpower no other multicellular animal can claim. It can reverse its own life cycle, growing younger instead of older, and restarting its entire existence over and over again. In a world where every living being is born, matures, ages, and dies, this jellyfish has rewritten the rules of life itself. Before we uncover its incredible secrets, let us take a moment to imagine the world it calls home. The deep ocean is a realm of endless darkness, crushing pressure, and quiet wonder. Sunlight fades away just a few hundred feet below the surface, leaving most of the ocean in permanent night. Here, animals evolve strange shapes, glowing lights, and extreme survival skills to thrive in conditions that would kill most other creatures in an instant. Many deep-sea animals live short, harsh lives, facing constant threats from hunger predators and harsh environmental changes. But among all these resilient creatures, none is more remarkable than the immortal jellyfish, a being that has turned survival into an endless cycle of renewal. At first glance, you might not even notice this amazing animal. The immortal jellyfish is tiny, only about 4.5 millimeters in diameter, roughly the size of the nail on your little finger. Its body is completely transparent, bell-shaped, and surrounded by 80 to 90 thin thread-like tentacles that wave gently in the water. Through its see-through bell, you can clearly see a bright red, cross-shaped stomach that stands out like a tiny beacon in the dim ocean light. It looks delicate, almost fragile, like a floating piece of glass, or a tiny alien spacecraft drifting through the dark water. For more than a century, scientists had no idea this tiny creature held the key to biological immortality. It was first discovered and documented in 1883 in the warm temperate waters of the Mediterranean Sea, but its incredible ability to reverse its life cycle remained hidden for more than 100 years. It was not until 1988 that two young marine biology students studying jellyfish in a laboratory made a mind-blowing discovery. They observed a fully grown adult, immortal jellyfish that did not die or reproduce as expected. Instead, it began to shrink, reabsorb its tentacles, and transform back into a juvenile polyp, the earliest stage of a jellyfish life. This was unheard of. Up until that moment, scientists believed all jellyfish followed a one-way life path: birth, growth, reproduction, death. But this tiny creature was turning back the clock, performing a biological trick no one thought was possible. To truly understand the magic of the immortal jellyfish, we first need to look at how a normal jellyfish lives. Most jellyfish start life as a tiny free-swimming larva called a planula. This larva drifts through the water until it finds a hard surface, like a rock or a piece of coral, where it attaches itself and grows into a stationary polyp. The polyp then forms a colony and asexually produces young jellyfish, which grow into mature adults. Once adult jellyfish reproduce by releasing eggs and sperm into the water, they age and die soon after. Their lives are a straight line with a clear end. But the immortal jellyfish does not follow this path. When it faces danger, starvation, physical injury, sudden changes in water temperature, or even old age, it activates an extraordinary survival mechanism called transdifferentiation. This process is like a full biological reset. The adult jellyfish first shrinks its bell into a small round cyst, reabsorbing its tentacles and losing the ability to swim. It then settles onto the seafloor, where its specialized cells transform back into unspecialized, stem cell-like cells. These cells can then become any type of cell the jellyfish needs: muscle cells turning into nerve cells, digestive cells turning into skin cells, and so on. In just 24 to 72 hours, the cyst develops into a new polyp, the very beginning of its life cycle. From this polyp, new genetically identical jellyfish grow and mature, and the cycle begins again. The most astonishing part is that this process can repeat infinitely, at least in theory. If the immortal jellyfish avoids being hunted by predators, stays free from disease, and never faces conditions too severe to survive, it can keep reversing its life cycle forever. It is the only known multicellular animal on Earth that can completely escape the normal aging process and achieve what scientists call biological immortality. This does not mean it can never die though. The immortal jellyfish is still small and fragile. It is hunted by larger plankton-eating animals, sea anemones, turtles, and other jellyfish. If it is eaten before, it can activate its reverse transformation. It dies, just like any other animal. Its immortality is not invincibility. It is a remarkable survival adaptation that has evolved to help it survive in the unforgiving ocean. Over millions of years, this tiny creature has evolved a superpower that allows it to outlast starvation, heal from serious injuries, and bounce back from environmental stress that would kill most other marine life. Originally native to the warm waters of the Caribbean Sea, the immortal jellyfish has spread across the globe, carried in the ballast water of cargo ships. Today, it lives in temperate and tropical oceans worldwide, from the coasts of Asia to the shores of North America and Europe. It has adapted to many different marine habitats, mostly in shallow, calm waters near the coast, where plankton, its main food source, is plentiful. It feeds on tiny plankton and small crustaceans, using its stinging cells to catch prey and defend itself from small threats. Even with its amazing ability, it lives a quiet, simple life, drifting with the ocean currents and staying out of sight of most larger animals. The discovery of the immortal jellyfish has sent shockwaves through the scientific community. For decades, researchers have been studying its cells and genes to unlock the secrets of its reverse development. They hope that understanding transdifferentiation in the immortal jellyfish could lead to breakthroughs in human medicine, including treatments for aging tissue damage and certain diseases. The jellyfish's cells can repair themselves, reset their genetic code, and avoid the wear and tear that leads to aging in humans and other animals. While we are still many years from applying this knowledge to people, the immortal jellyfish gives us a living example of how life can conquer aging at the cellular level. It challenges everything we once thought about, the inevitability of growth and decline. It also teaches us an important lesson about evolution. Life will always find a way to adapt, survive, and thrive, even in the most unlikely forms. We often think of evolution as creating bigger, stronger, or faster animals, but the immortal jellyfish shows that sometimes the most powerful evolutionary trick is being small, resilient, and able to start over. It is a creature of quiet power, a tiny alien of the deep that has outsmarted death itself. As we explore the ocean's hidden wonders, we find that some of the most amazing stories are not told by large, fearsome predators, but by small, unassuming creatures that live in the shadows. The immortal jellyfish reminds us that the natural world is full of mysteries we have barely begun to understand. Every time we dive into the deep sea, we discover new species, new behaviors, and new abilities that challenge our understanding of life. This tiny, transparent jellyfish is proof that the most extraordinary secrets on Earth are often hidden in the smallest packages. It lives in a world of darkness and quiet, performing a miracle of nature every single day without fanfare. It does not seek attention. It simply survives, renews, and continues its endless cycle of life. For scientists, nature lovers, and anyone who has ever wondered about the limits of life, the immortal jellyfish is a source of endless fascination. It shows us that nature is full of surprises, that life is more resilient and creative than we can imagine, and that even the tiniest creatures can hold the biggest secrets. As we continue to explore and protect our planet's oceans, we must remember that every creature, no matter how small, plays a vital role in the balance of marine ecosystems. The immortal jellyfish is not just a biological curiosity. It is a symbol of nature's infinite ability to adapt and endure. It has swum in Earth's oceans for millions of years, long before humans walked the planet, and it will likely continue its endless cycle long after we are gone. It is a living link to the ancient history of life on Earth and a glimpse into the possible future of biological science. Every time we study this amazing creature, we learn something new about cells, regeneration, and the very nature of life itself. So the next time you look out at the ocean, remember that beneath the waves, there is a tiny eternal alien drifting through the dark, cheating death, and reminding us that in nature, nothing is impossible. The immortal jellyfish is more than just an animal. It is a living mystery, a wonder of evolution, and a testament to the incredible power of life to survive against all odds. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel